Oh, I went grocery shopping and I'm in my 4th store. I better start down in my candies because I walked 5 minutes. It's stupid. Coach Greg, and today I will be analyzing Jeff Nippard's video, How to Build Muscle and Lose Fat, Lean Bulking Full Day of Eating. The reason I'm doing it is because some people are writing me saying that the diet makes no sense, that it's stupid, and that I would not agree with it, and they were like, do a video on it. So I'm going to watch it. People said something about he eats like candies or something and all kinds of crap. So we'll see. I usually agree with Jeff on 90 to 95% of what he does, so I'm going to find out. But to start with, the video says how to eat to build muscle and lose fat. So to me, that's you can build muscle in a deficit, which I always say. So if he's saying that, then I totally agree. Then in brackets, it says lean bulking full of day of eating. So that's a different statement. So the title to me is a little misleading because lean bulking is not adding muscle while losing fat. No one thinks of that as that. Lean bulking, what people think of when they say that, is adding muscle without getting very fat. So it's kind of like what I would suggest to do. So he starts this morning by drinking some water and going for a walk. We'll call it some fasted, easy cardio. Then he goes to get a coffee with the girlfriend and what have you. It just wakes him up, makes him feel good. What's wrong with that? That's plenty fine. Nothing wrong with getting up and going for a little walk. People get up and walk the dog. That's cool. Nothing wrong so far. So he then points out his macros. 225 grams of protein. He weighs 165 pounds. Does he need that much protein? No. Is it bad to eat that much protein? No. So who cares? Let him eat his protein if he wants to eat his protein. Fat, it says 75 grams of fat, 300 grams of carbs, 2,800 calories. Will eating the extra protein lead to more muscle? No. He could eat half of that and it would be the same thing, but that doesn't matter. Eating protein is just going to make you more full. So if he's trying to lose weight and diet, it's kind of a good idea to have more protein. Seeing as he's trying to gain more muscle, eating carbs and fats, more of those, will have a protein sparing effect. So the more carbs and fat you eat, the less protein you have to eat to balance it out. If you're eating less carbs and fat, well, then you're going to need more protein because you're going to be using some of the protein for energy. He was eating 2,600 calories and now it's up to 28. So it's only a 200 calorie bump. That makes sense because you don't need to bump it up by 1,000 calories. That's not a lean bulk. That's a dirty bulk. You're getting fat if you do that. So he's only adding 200 calories. He then says, I'm going to try, doesn't mean he will, try to get his calories into the 3,200 to 3,400 range. But he's only going to do so by adding the least amount of fat possible. So he's going to look at his body, make sure he's not getting fat, and add muscle in the process. So it's like a slow, steady process. I doubt he'll be able to get to 3,400. He'll start gaining too much fat at that point. But he's starting out 200 calories up. If he goes a couple weeks without getting too much fat, he'll probably add 100 or 200 calories, which sounds cool. He then actually goes on to explain that the protein intake is really high, but that's not a big deal. Reason number 1 out of 4, he said, increases in protein will help with recomp. Well, that makes sense. Protein is going to actually have a higher thermic effect of food. It makes you less hungry, so the calories you get from the protein, more of them are burnt off than, say, a fat. So if you eat 2,000 calories of fat versus 2,000 calories of protein, the body can't use the calories as effectively from the protein because it takes more work. Fat already looks like fat. I've explained this in videos. It takes less work to make fat turn into body fat. Protein, it takes a lot more work to convert protein. So it doesn't mean calories that in and out don't work. It means that the calories that you're taking in, more of them are burnt off. So you still have to calculate calories in and calories out. He says protein is more satiating, meaning you're less hungry from protein. It sits in your body longer. It's slower to digest, kind of like a fiber, for example. It's slower to digest. So it makes you feel full longer, less hunger. Hungry sucks. And he says the literature shows that it's not dangerous to have more protein. It's not going to screw up your kidneys and so on. So the cost benefit, it's like, it's not that dangerous. It's like drinking a cup of coffee. Yeah, caffeine might screw up some people, but for most people, it's fine. So drink your cup of coffee if it makes you feel good in the morning, gives you some energy, okay? Which reminds me, I have to start my pre-workout Tiger's Blood Rise. The best tasting pre-workout ever. I'm mixing with Pump Unflavored. No flavor because I mixed them together, okay? He says, I don't always track macros. I mean, I personally, don't track macros because macro counting doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You eat more carbs, you eat less fat. Eat more fat, eat less carbs. He's eating 75 grams of fat, 300 grams of carbs. He could eat 50 grams of fat and 400 grams of carbs. Whatever. It'll balance itself out. He could eat way more fat, 125 grams, and eat less carbs and eat less protein. All works its way out. I track calories, okay? It's just easier. Less work. Who has time for all of this? Meal 1 is 490 calories. It's a high protein, moderate fat, moderate carbs, okay? What is it? A kiwi, 2 slices of turkey bacon, 5 whole eggs, I believe, and like hash browns and some like ketchup of some sort, vitamins and fish oil. So people wrote me and said, well, his breakfast sucks. Ugh, it's not good. And it's like, who cares? He likes eggs. He likes kiwi. He likes turkey bacon. He likes hash browns. Is it the healthiest diet meal on earth? No. Does it matter? He's not entering a bodybuilding show. He's not trying to get down to 5% body fat. He's trying to build muscle. It's not a bad breakfast. It's a little high on egg yolks. I would eat less of the yolks and more of the whites, perhaps. Whatever. I eat French toast. It's not like the end of the world, but I don't put a lot of yolks in it. But anyway, who cares? It doesn't really matter. What bottom line matters is the calories and if he's getting fat or not. You're not going to kill yourself eating this. It's not like a super unhealthy meal. It's healthier than most people's breakfasts. I mean, he has fruit in there, he has some meat and eggs and some hash browns, so I'd argue, well, the hash brown's not that healthy, whatever. It's not that bad, guys. People that wrote in so far, I don't know what they're watching. They're thinking everyone has to be on tilapia and fish or broccoli for every meal to be healthy or something. He says he likes to have 1 to 2 servings of fatty fish a week. That's not enough. So because of that, he has the fish oil supplement. So you're supposed to have 3 fatty fish meals a week, okay? This is really, really healthy fat. So like salmon, like I eat salmon, not every day, but quite often. I don't like it. I just do it for the health of it. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. It would be great if he had more salmon and ate more healthy fish and stuff, but he doesn't. But at least he has the omega-3s. It's not like he's trying to go like crazy fitness freak here. He's just trying to lean bulk. You don't have to go too crazy. So he says it's important to have a multivitamin. Is it? Yes. Most people don't eat healthy enough to not need one. If you eat healthy, and by healthy I mean from all 4 food groups. None of this, I'm keto, I don't eat fruit because of fructose, I don't have vegetables, I'm vegan because meat kills us. Oh, everybody has a stupid diet. If you just eat overall healthy from all the food groups, you won't need a multivitamin. I don't need a multivitamin. I eat healthy. Doesn't matter. I eat enough of everything. He's not. He's at least adding to it. And he does say, look, an unhealthy diet with a multivitamin is still an unhealthy diet. But at least it has a multivitamin to help. So that's his theory. That's cool. I agree. It's time for his pre-workout meal, and here I do disagree slightly. He says, the pre-workout meal is the most important meal of the day, he's saying. It's not really. He says, the pre-workout meal is what's fueling your workout. Okay, so let's consider this. What about people who work out fasted? What do you think's fueling their workout? If they're fasted, they would have no energy to train, but people who are fasting still can train. The last meal you had, Like, it could have been 6 hours ago is what's giving you energy. The glycogen that's stored in your body could have been from 14 hours ago is fueling your workout. What you eat right before, sure, is adding to it, but it's not what's like fueling your workout per se. So his pre-workout meal is basically a chicken sandwich. And I think I forgot in the breakfast he has goat cheese. He seems to like cheese here. And he's got like light Miracle Whip and mustard, whatever, and a banana and some blueberries. And guess what? He's not against fructose because he's not a stupid moron. Shocker! Jeff's a smart guy. He's not an idiot. He knows you can have fructose. So he has a banana and blueberries. And it's not because he's on steroids. He's natural. It's not a PCT just because he's eating blueberries. Okay, he's saying he eats his pre-workout meal 1 hour before because it's higher in calories. It's 600 plus calories. Jeff's not a big dude. He actually said he's 163 pounds, so I was off by 2 earlier. If you eat a large, like, pre-workout meal, it's better to have it earlier. If your pre-workout meal is smaller, it's better to have it closer. What do I personally do? Well, I had popcorn. I'm going to train, so it'll be in an hour from my popcorn, and I'll have a homemade chocolate score protein bar. You can check out I have it on YouTube, the recipe's there. I'm going to eat that on the drive to the gym. My popcorn's 225 calories. My protein bar would be 225 calories. That's way less than Jeff, and I'm obviously able to eat more than him. So do I agree you need to eat your biggest meal pre-workout? No. If you're a triathlete or a marathon runner or working out for 3 hours, yes, then you do. But as you know, because I explained in another video, you hardly burn any calories doing weightlifting. Jeff knows this because I watched a video on him. He said it was 75 to 300 calories burnt during the gym. I calculated my calorie expenditure on an intense leg workout. It was 300 calories for the leg workout plus about 100 for the warm-up cardio. It was only around 400 calories. I wouldn't need to eat 600 calories to fuel a 400 calorie workout where I already have glycogen from breakfast, for example. So I don't agree that you need to eat, as he said, 1 gram of carb per pound or per kilo of body weight. If you're dieting and you're on a severe deficit and you have no glycogen stores, then yes, you need to eat like before the gym, just to have the energy to keep you going. But if you're like eating plenty, it's not gonna matter because you have plenty of energy all the time. When I'm off season and like 10 or 12% body fat, I could go 5 hours without eating and feel fantastic because I have more energy. But if I'm like now, I'm at 6.5% body fat, my energy is a lot lower. It's not horrible, but it's a lot lower. It'll be worse when I'm 5. But anyway, let's see what's next. And he says his pre-workout, he's drinking his pre-workout. It's going to be 30 minutes before he started training. As you can see, I've finished mine, and I'll be in the gym 30 minutes or so from now. I like to have it at least 30 minutes before. I like 30 minutes to an hour. After 30 minutes, I really start feeling it. I can already start feeling this a bit, but I find it like peaks 45 minutes after, and I like to just feel that energy for when I go to the gym. Do you need a pre-workout? No. No, you don't need it. I want it. I like it. It feels good for me and I train harder. So to me, it's an advantage. It doesn't matter if you're natural, enhanced, whatever. A pre-workout you're allowed to use whether you're natty or not. I'm not natty and I have a pre-workout. Jeff is natural. He has a pre-workout. Same difference, okay? And just so you know, 3/4 of a scoop. Don't take the full scoop. Unless you're a freaking an animal. I cannot handle the full scoop, okay? 3/4 of a scoop. All right, some good stuff right here. When an intra-workout nutrition is advised. So Jeff has intra-workouts, okay? So that's like food or calories or carbs, whatever, during your training. This is when he says you should do it. You're really trying to optimize your training performance. Okay, well, that makes sense. You're just, you're not sure. May as well throw it in just in case. You have plenty of carbs to spare. What that means is if you're like on a keto diet and you can only eat a few grams of carbs, and you don't want it then. It's just, or if you're on a macro rule, you can only have this many of this and blah, 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 then you don't want to waste them at this point. Your workouts last longer than an hour. Absolutely. If you're only training 45 minutes intra workout, what the hell? You didn't burn off anything. You burnt 200 calories. Oh, I went grocery shopping and I'm in my 4th store. I better start downing my candies because I walked 5 minutes. It's stupid. You don't need intra workouts unless you're in there forever. If you're in there an hour and a half mostly doing cardio, then yes. If you're in there doing an hour of weights, then no, especially if you're not dieting. If you're dieting, maybe you need it. If you're not dieting, absolutely do not need intra-workout unless you're burning a shit ton of calories. Burning a shit ton of calories will never happen in the weight room doing weights. It might happen doing cardio. If I go for a 2-hour bike ride, I'm certainly burning off as many calories as you are in 10 hours in the gym. So an hour and a half bike ride, goodness gracious, you need to have some energy. So that makes more sense. If you're training fasted, it makes sense to have an intra-workout. Yeah, you wake up and you wake up and go to the gym and you haven't eaten breakfast and you start training. Definitely have an intra-workout because you're not full of glycogen at this point. Or it's been 3 to 5 hours since your pre-workout meal. That makes sense too. And as I said, you don't need to eat your pre-workout meal pre-workout. It could be 3 hours before, as I just said. So again, he agrees with what I think. So if you had your pre-workout meal 3 hours before the gym and then you're in the gym for an hour and a half, well then, yeah, you're probably going to be starting to get a bit hungry perhaps. So it makes sense to have it then. But if you ate an hour before the gym, you really think you need to eat 30 minutes into your workout? It's been an hour and a half. The food you ate an hour before, do you think that chicken sandwich isn't still in there? If he does a really hard set of squats or something, trains intensely, he throws up, he's gonna see chicken come out. Blah, chicken sandwich. Blah. It's not absorbed. You don't absorb food in an hour. You might absorb a whey protein shake that's fast digesting, or I don't know, any kind of a fast digesting carb or something. But you're not absorbing a meal. Banana and blueberries with fiber in it is not done absorbing. So what you ate an hour before is still being digested as you're training, so you really wouldn't need an intra-workout if you ate an hour before. Okay, this is why people were commenting and telling me. So he eats fuzzy peaches halfway through his workout. Fuzzy peaches were like my favorite candy growing up. That was the one I liked the most. Fuzzy peaches. So he's eating the 5 of them. It's not like he's eating a whole bag 30 minutes into his workout. It says consume a half a gram of carb per minute of training starting 30 minutes in. So if you were to train for an hour and a half, then that's 60 minutes. Half a gram would be 30 grams of carbs for an hour and a half training. It would be 120 calories worth of carbs. So it's not a lot. He's just basically eating a few candies. Big deal. Who cares? Could he do a better choice if he was trying to optimize? Yeah, he could take in like, an intra-workout like Battle Juice or Carbolin, those types of things. Things that absorb really quickly, better than candies. But it's not a big deal. If you want to eat 100 calories of candies in an entire day of meals and you eat it around the workout when you know you're burning it off, so what? I'd say go for it. How many of us eat perfectly every single minute? Nobody. So if you get 100 calories of candies and that satisfies that craving and you always do it during your gym session, do it. Just do it. Don't stress about it. If you overly stress about it, you know what will happen? You'll end up with some kind of eating disorder in the end, and you'll end up like too lean, frustrated, sick and tired of eating broccoli and tilapia, and you'll end up going all in and eating till you're gaining 50% weight, whatever. You'll eat too much, you'll go too heavy, because you'll be sick and tired of being too restrictive in your eating. So one mistake people do is they diet too hard. The diet shouldn't be like life-altering nightmare. It should be like hard, but not like holy shit, I want to shoot myself. Don't diet that hard. Allow yourself 100 calories of chocolate or something a day and have balance. Balance is not diet like crazy for 3 months and then binge for 3 months. It's not 1,500 calories a day and then a 10,000 calorie cheat on the weekend. It's like moderate all the time. That is important advice that you should do. So don't knock him for having his fuzzy peaches during his workout. It's not a big deal. It's not the whole bag. It's 5, literally. That's it. It's now his post-workout, and it says some stuff I agree with, some I disagree with. So he's saying it's important to slam back protein as soon as possible after the workout. That goes against most current research that shows that the anabolic window doesn't actually exist in that 30-minute window after you train. When I was younger, like 25 years ago, during my kinesiology degree, that's what we were taught. That's old school thinking. New research shows it doesn't actually happen. It does if you're fasted. If you haven't eaten in 12 hours, it absolutely does. So if you get up in the morning and train first thing in the morning without eating breakfast and you finish your training, you haven't eaten yet, you must eat right away because you're missing that opportunity for growth. Your body needs protein. If you had your biggest meal of the day right before the gym, an hour before, and then you train for an hour and a half, it's now 2 hours after you ate your biggest meal of the day. Are you hungry? No! Why would you be hungry? He ate his biggest meal of the day an hour before the gym. He went and trained for about an hour. So it's literally about 2 hours after his biggest meal of the day. And guess what he says? Well, I'm not really that hungry after a workout. Why do you think he had gummy bears or fuzzy peaches during the workout? And he ate his biggest meal of the day right before training. Why would he be hungry? He'd probably burn off 200 calories during his gym session. As you know, he doesn't train hard. He's not Superman. He doesn't have alien DNA. He doesn't break any laws of thermodynamics. He just simply probably burnt 200 calories, ate 600 before the gym. Why would he need to eat right away? And then he bloops up a research study, and I read it, and it literally says, if it hasn't been 3 or 4 hours, then it's not a big deal if you ate within 3 or 4 hours. If you had a large meal, you could wait till it's 5 to 6 hours, but don't go longer than that. Well, there it is. It's 2 hours after the gym. Does he need to eat? No. It just said 3 to 4 hours after. That's great. Max about 5. Boom! Do that. So if you ate an hour before the gym, we'll go within 4 hours of that, let's try to eat to maximize muscle. So 4 hours later, do you need to drink your protein shake right after the gym? No. People ask me that all the freaking time. All the time. And I have clients that hire me. Well, and then they give me their diet plans because I need to see it so I can customize. And they're all like, yeah, after the gym, 2 scoops of whey protein. I drink that like right after my workout, driving home, then I eat. Why? Skip that. You don't need it. You just ate before the gym. Good advice. Avoid thinking you need to eat right away. If you're not hungry, chances are you don't need to eat. The body is smart. If you're not hungry, you probably don't need to eat. Unless it's been, approaching 5 hours and you're trying to maximize performance, maximize muscle growth, then you'd probably want to eat by then, within the 5 hours mark. Well, he then says I had my pre-workout meal at 1, so I should have my post-workout meal by 5 or 6. So why does he just say you should have a protein shake right after the gym? And you shouldn't. He just says you don't need to. So we agree, just he said it wrong at the start. But in the end, he comes out and says 1 o'clock to 5 to 6 is 1, for those of you math impaired, 1 o'clock to 5 is 4 hours after, and 1 to 6 is 5 hours after. That means 4 to 5 hours after his last meal, you should eat. He says it, so he agrees with me after all. So his meal 3, his macros are 34 grams of protein, 4 grams of fat, 25 grams of carbs, 270 calories. So obviously very small. But as he said, he's not very hungry and he ate his biggest meal before the gym. There's nothing inherently wrong in that whatsoever. Why not? That's cool. That's awesome. It was oatmeal and protein powder. Nothing special. It's now been 2 hours since meal 3, And he's saying now he's getting hungry and he's wondering why he's always hungry more like in the 6 to 10 range at night. Everyone in the world, no, 90% of people I've coached are always hungriest at night. Why? Because they don't eat enough all day and it builds up their appetite at night. That's just how it works. He's probably burning off calories through NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, you know, walking around, sitting around, doing YouTube videos, whatever. So he's more hungry now. Why? He had 270 calories in his last meal. Of course he's more hungry now. It's not shocking. He had a 500 calorie breakfast, a 600 calorie next meal, then a 200 and something calorie next meal with a 60 calorie gummy slam snack, or cherry, whatever, fuzzy peach stuff. He's hungrier now. Why? He didn't eat enough all day and now he's more hungry. That's just how it works. If he ate a shit ton earlier in the day, he'd be less hungry now. If his post-workout meal was double the calories, he would be less hungry now. It's just how it works. Does it matter? No. So his next meal is his mom's chili. So his chili meal is 700 calories, 66 protein, 76 carbs, and 16 fat. So it's a bigger meal than his pre-workout meal. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So then he goes out and plays basketball full court. That's burning off more calories than his weightlifting. So really, that pre-workout meal was really a smaller meal than this pre-workout meal. Even though this workout is basketball, it's in fact burning more calories than his weightlifting. So if he's in the gym lifting weights and playing basketball, and he's on 2,800 calories, how much do you think you can eat if you're sitting on a couch all day? That's why so many guys overestimate how much they can eat. If Jeff can only eat 2,800 on a lean bulk, being that active, how many calories do you think you really should be eating? Probably not 3,500. Probably not 5,000 calories. Probably in the 2,000 somewhere. His final meal of the day is 40 grams of protein, 70 carb, 20 fat, 630 calories. He talks about the importance of adding more fiber, which I agree with, keep you full longer, slower digesting. He talks about the importance of the pre-bed meal. Absolutely agree. You need to eat pre-bed. None of this don't eat after dark bullshit. All these people are like, don't eat after 6 o'clock, after 5 o'clock, after 8, just don't eat. That's stupid. Why? So then you fast all day at night. Why do you need to do that? You need protein overnight. What do you need? What kind? Whey protein? No, slow digesting protein. He chooses cottage cheese. Why? It is a very slow digesting protein. He has chicken breasts and he has a bunch of like salady stuff. He has these like, I don't know, crackers and Rice Crisps. I would have popcorn instead, but that's just me. I like popcorn. So is it a bad meal? No, it's good. He likes it. It's going to give him energy all night. Not energy per se, but protein all night. Slow digesting, slow absorbing, sustained release of amino acids all night. Because let's face it, overnight is the longest you'll go without eating. Even if you eat right before bed, you're probably not going to eat for 8 hours. That's longer than you go all day during your eating, unless you're on these OMAD, IF, BS diets because you think that they're better. They're not better. If they work for you, fine, great, hunky-dory. Not ideal for muscle growth, not ideal for lean bulking, and so on. It's great if you just want to be skinnier. That's cool if that's your goal. My channel is to build muscle and be lean. Make sure you eat before bed, and make sure it's protein, and make sure it's not fast digesting protein. Great choices would be salmon, lean steaks, chicken, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, casein protein, not whey, okay? Not protein isolate, casein. That wraps it up. Hope you found this interesting, entertaining, and educational. Check out his video. It's called How to Eat to Build Muscle and Lose Fat. Lean bulking, full day of eating. You can actually see exactly what he says, compare it to what I said. See if you agree or disagree. There you go. Remember, click subscribe. Click it now. I'll give you a minute. Well, not a minute, 2 seconds. Then click the bell button so you get notified. Make sure so you get the swoosh. You get that? Okay. When you do that, you will be notified so you can watch my videos. You don't have to watch them. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to like them. You don't have to dislike them. Click dislike, like, it doesn't matter. Post I'm an idiot. Post I'm a moron. Post I know nothing about anything. Post I'm a doctor. Post I'm not a doctor. Just post some bullshit. It doesn't matter. The algorithm goes crazy. For example, I did a video on Wesley. Half the people hated it. Guess what? It's my most money-making video to date. Because so many commented and so many liked or disliked it, it helps the algorithm. So if you really, in fact, hate the video, don't comment and don't dislike it, because if you do, it helps me. So if you hate me as a person, don't watch it in the first place. If you comment bad or good, it helps me, okay? It doesn't matter if you agree or disagree. It is what it is. I'm always going to give you my honest, unbiased, impartial opinion or fact on the matter. You can agree or disagree. It doesn't matter. If I judge a physique, it's from a judging perspective. We are going to bloop up some videos. One over here. It's a Jeff video. I dare you to watch it. And this one over here, if you don't want to watch anything about Jeff, give you 2 options. Watch one of the 2. Just leave it run. That's cool. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Start following me on Instagram. Greg Doucette, IBB Pro. You can look at my old natty pictures. You can decide if I was more jacked than Jeff Nippard when I was natural or not. Nikki! What's going on, Nikki? Nikki's having a heart attack. Anyway, I'm out.